All right. I'd like to start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Eating Healthy is a Lifestyle. And pretty much this was a title that came to me earlier. I wanted to do a different lesson. You know, some information that I have that I wanted to go into, but I didn't get a chance to really look it up. So I didn't want to just, you know, if I was going to do that particular lesson, I had to just, look up certain information and just make sure that it's, everything is official and edifying. And pretty much this lesson is coming through the inspiration of the apostles, beginning with the Apostle Elder Tahar, who did a video on health, and then the Apostle Elder Gabar did a video on health, to help brothers out and sisters, that may have, certain ailments, sicknesses, or whatever the case is, to help, direct them, to live a healthier lifestyle. And pretty much, in this society, we pretty much taught to eat garbage, from the moment we're born till, from the womb to the tomb, you know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of jakes die, of different diseases, like colon cancer and, diabetes and many other different diseases, because, they have a bad diet coupled with this world that's constantly being bombarded by pollution from the greed of these international banking families, these devils, So what I want to do first, before I get into, I got some precepts. Before I get into there, I got some precepts, some definitions, and a couple of, Lord's will, a couple of things I looked up. I just want to read through. But let me start off with this definition here, because the name of the lesson is Eating Healthy is a Lifestyle. Now, I looked up the word lifestyle, and the word lifestyle definition is a manner of living that reflects the person's values and attitudes. And that's true. There's an old saying, you are what you eat, from your head down to your feet. And it is true, and coming into this knowledge, we, have to make better decisions. The very first thing that we have to do is pray, and that is the most important ingredient, the most important herb, the most important mollifying ointment, the most important substance for us in this knowledge is prayer. Then after that, we move forward, with whatever the case is that we need, whether it's more faith, whether it's better studying habits, whether it's trying to get rid of certain things that, certain bad habits that we do, or whether we have, ailments in our bodies that we're trying to get rid of, it all goes back to prayer first and foremost. Because now the next word I want to deal with is the word healthy. Now, when you break the word healthy down, let's look up the definition, and then we'll break the word down. I'll just go to health. Health. All right. The word health, this is a healthy state of well-being, free from disease. Now, when you look at the word health and you go into the etymology of the word for healthy is whole. Because once the body is whole, the body stays sound. But when the body is not whole, it tends to break down because there's something wrong. And that's where disease comes from the body not being whole. And being that, which goes back to healthy, and being that we're in this society, the foods that we eat do not have the proper nutrients in it to help, keep the vitamins and minerals and, and all the different nutrients enzymes and everything that we need to keep the body healthy. You know, that's why our main weapon in this war, this spiritual war and this physical war of health is prayer. All right, because now we looked up the word lifestyle, we looked up the word healthy means whole. It says an impairment of health. I'm sorry, that's disease. So it says disease, and then let me see something. Okay, health, a healthy state of well-being free from disease. Now, disease is an impairment of health or a condition of abnormal functioning. Yeah, and why is that? Because when you break the word disease down, DIS is not, and ease is ease. So the body is not at ease. Why? Because the body is lacking something, you know, that's causing the body to react a certain way. And what the body's trying to do is it's trying to get rid of these toxins and these infirmities and these ailments, but it needs the proper tools and the proper nourishment, you know, and the proper diet, herbs and so on and so forth, beginning with prayer, to be able to get rid of whatever is ailing the body. And in this society, we're taught to go for radical surgery. All right, you got something wrong with your body, just cut it out. I mean, that's the worst thing you could do, because once you cut the body open, that disease tends to spread, you know, and it doesn't help. It'll cut it out for the moment, but it tends to spread throughout the rest of the body. And the body has an immune system, which the immune system helps to fight, you know, all of those diseases. And the immune system is constantly working. You know, that's why I was watching the brother Amawan Gabar's video where he spoke about the intermittent fasting. And Lord's will, I'm trying to incorporate that, you know, into the regimen, because the body needs rest. You know, the digestive system needs rest, you know, in order to repair itself. Because when you're constantly shoving your face with food, you know, what the body's doing is the immune system is constantly trying to digest, putting most of the effort into digesting this junk that we eat, you know, instead of being able to focus on the key parts in the body that need healing, especially at night, you know. So if you're constantly stuffing your face all hours of the night, all hours of the day, your body's constantly working, the energy of the body is constantly working on digestion, you know, and it can't focus that much on healing the body and the things that are wrong. You get this headache and you get this pain and you get this, your knee hurts and your back hurts and your stomach hurts and your head hurts, you know. That's because, you know, there's toxins in our bodies, pollutants from the food, the air, the water, you know, and from stress. So now let's go from there to the book of Psalms 8. Now that we have an understanding of the word lifestyle, because eating healthy is a lifestyle. It's not something that you do every once in a while. You know what, let me eat a salad today because I want to eat healthy. No, it's a lifestyle. Something that you have to incorporate, you know, into your regimen, you know, because as in anything, you know, when you go into the gym, you know, you have to be, it's constant repetition. You have to stay on top of things in order to get results. You're not going to get results from eating a salad once a month, you know, and the rest of the month you're eating all kind of junk. You know, you have to incorporate these things into your diet. So Psalms chapter 82 and 5 reads, it says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. That's the people of this world, you know, even the international bankers. It says all the foundations of the earth are out of course. So everything is out of course. Everything is out of whack. And this is why the foods do not have the proper nutrients. You know, they don't have the proper nutrients because this devil has altered things. He has planted the ground so much that it never gave the earth time to rejuvenate and repair itself, you know, because the earth itself has an immune system, and that immune system kicks in when you let the land, you farm the land for 6 months and for 6 years, and you let it rest the seventh year. So the land needs a Sabbath so that it can repair itself and rebuild the nutrients back in it. But this devil doesn't do that. So everything that we have is tainted. So now let's go from there to Ezekiel chapter 4, because these are all things that the Lord said would happen to us. And this earth is on a collision course of disaster because, you know, going all the way back to Adam. Then from Adam moving on to Cain, what Cain did, and then the wickedness that's on the earth. So the earth is in a crazy imbalance. So in order for the earth to be balanced again and to be set back up, you know, into power, you know, it has to be ruled under better regulations and better laws, which is going to be the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High in the scriptures. So let's read that. Let's read this, Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. It says, "And the Lord said, even then shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them." So we're eating defiled bread. And this bread that we're eating that's defiled is pretty much destroying, you know, our immune system, destroying our bodies. You know, and this is why we have to make better choices when it comes to eating. Because the scriptures say what? Faith without works is what? It's dead. So they say, another saying is, knowing is half the battle. But in knowing, you have to apply. You can't just say, well, I'm all jacked up, I'm sick, I pray to the Lord. Now the Lord could snap his fingers and we could get healed just like that. You know, but you also have what? The herbs. You know, you also have different, you know, change of diet, you know, just change of lifestyle, period. You know, in order to be able to achieve the goals that you're looking for. You see? So let's go to, I want to look up that word defiled. Salaki for 1 minute. All right, so let's go there to Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. Let's look up the word. Let's see where defiled. The word for defiled is tama'ah or tamah. Unclean, impure, ethically and religiously, ritually of places. So it's unclean and impure. Why? Because it's not in its proper form. Because these devils have destroyed the very fiber of the food. Just bear with me 1 second, Salaki. You know, they've destroyed the very fiber of the food. They've destroyed the nutrients of it. They've also destroyed the natural way that food is grown. So everything is out of course. So now let's read that again. Ezekiel 4 and 13. "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." So if the bread is defiled, what do you think that's going to do to the body? It's going to defile the body. And we are the temple of the Most High. You know, so we have to do something. You know, after we pray, we try to do something to make our life better, because not only do we go through the hell of having, you know, to eat and pick through this bullshit that these devils put out here, the air, the water, and all that, but stress. And stress leads to what? The breaking down of the body, which leads to what? To depression. And depression leads to what? To want to eat comfort foods to comfort your spirit, you know, to comfort your mind. But what happens? The body breaks down because the shit that we eat in comforting us is putting weight on us and is destroying us pretty much. You see? So let's go from there to the curses, because this is all part of the curses. You know, but now in coming back to the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know, he's also given us, you know, ways of of repairing our bodies also. Hey, when you read in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes 38, it speaks about the physician. You know, honor the physician. You know, he that is wise will not abhor him, meaning will not avoid him. Now you have certain brothers that had the gift, you know, of looking into herbs and knowing what herbs are good for what. But at the end of the day, each individual brother and sister has to make their own diagnosis, and whatever they research to help their situation, you have to test those things out for yourself. What works for you, what doesn't work for you. You know, some things might work for one person, they won't work for somebody else. You know, there's different cleanses that you could do, you know, and this is all things that we're, you know, trying to incorporate for ourselves, because we're here with you. You know, we catching hell just like y'all catching hell. You know, we suffering from stuff like y'all suffering from stuff. You know, we get depressed just like you get depressed. We're stressed out like you're stressed out, you know. So this is a fight. It's a fight. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28, and let's start at 20. I'm gonna jump around. Deuteronomy 28:22. The Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. So this inflammation and all these things, fever, consumption, this is all brought about through stress, through the foods that we eat, the pollution of the air, the pollution of the water, the pollution of everything. Even when we take a shower, you know, and afterwards your skin is all itchy, you think, oh, I put some lotion on. No, man, you don't know what the fuck is coming out of that shower head, you know. But this is why the scriptures say that we're pretty much at the Lord's mercies. Now it doesn't say don't be over righteous, you know. I'm never gonna eat a slice of pizza again because that's not good for me. You know, it's a thing of moderation. All right. So now let's jump from there to verse 27. And verse 27 says, the Lord shall smite thee with the botch of Egypt and with the emerods. With the emerods are what's that called? I can't think of it right now. It's pretty much when your intestines are coming out. It's something that they call it. Damn, can't think of the name right now. Hemorrhoids. That's what the emerods are. Hemorrhoids. And with the scab and with the itch whereof thou canst not be healed. Yeah, and then the hemorrhoids, the water brothers, the hemorrhoids, you know, that is the digestive system letting you know that something is going on inside of the intestinal tract. You know, and that's why the hemorrhoids come, because that's your intestine coming out of your anus. I hate to be so graphic, but it's because something is wrong, you know, inside there. So you have to reverse. Sometimes you may have to do a parasite cleanse. You know, sometimes you may have to do a colon cleanse or a full body cleanse, you know. And like I said, we're all trying to incorporate all of this stuff in our life also. So now let's go from there to the same chapter in verse 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with the sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Yeah, and all of that comes from, it's the curses, and it comes from toxins and pollutions and heavy metals in the air, you know, and the garbage that they put in these foods, you know. And, you know, with this whole healthy eating, you know, if you don't have the means to you know, eat so-called super healthy, do the best you can. You know, Apostle Gabar just did a video on the benefits of eating sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are fabulous, man. You know, they're thermogenic, which means that they heat up and they help burn fat. You know, they're very good. You know, like he puts Irish butter. I put Irish butter on mine too. But what I do is, once it's done, I put the Irish butter on it. I sprinkle some cinnamon on it. You know, that's just how, how I like to eat mine. So you can make healthier decisions. You know, and like I said, this is not to be over, over righteous with it, or just I'm just gonna eat celery sticks the rest of my life. No, you just gotta work out what you have to work out within yourself, because you know what's going on inside of you. Nobody else can really diagnose that but yourself. So you're your best physician. All right, let's see what else we got there. So we read 35. Now let's go to verse 58. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai thy power, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses and of long continuance. Yeah, because cancer start off small, and then they grow big, And sometimes what these devils do, they'll treat it just enough to, bring it down a little bit, but just enough to keep you alive long enough to make money off of you. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. The medical industry, the cancer industry, that's all nothing but a money-making scheme that was set up, I believe it was the early 1900s, if I'm not mistaken. And it was set up by the Rockefellers, in order to get rid of the homeopathic, naturopath physicians, because there's no money in a cure. There's only money in treatments. And that's why they have all these different drugs. And when you take those drugs, they make your situation worse. They might help for the moment, but they make your situation worse because it's nothing but acidic. And when you check out and break down the components and the ingredients, hello, the breakdown. That's okay, that's all right. The components and the ingredients in there, you'll find out that some of the ingredients that are actually in those pills are the ingredients in herbs that you're supposed to take anyway. But they mix it in with all kind of bullshit, and then that's what breaks the body down. Because the body is a machine, and the body operates off of fuel. But it just doesn't operate off of any fuel. It needs the right fuel. Just like you have a diesel truck and you put in unleaded gas, that truck ain't going nowhere. You have a regular truck, that takes unleaded gas, you put diesel in it, that truck ain't going nowhere. It's going to cease, or seize up on you. Why? Because it doesn't have the proper gas in it. Same thing as the body. The body, think of the body as a machine, the greatest machine that the Lord ever created. And the components of the body are so complex that I don't understand how these devils could say that there's no God. When you look at they still haven't figured out the function of the brain, every function of the brain. Because just the brain alone is very complex. The digestive system, which is the second brain. It's bad, man. It's bad, man. Bad. It goes on to say, moreover, he will bring upon the all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. All right, so now let's move on and let's get into another scripture, because those are the curses. So ultimately, that's the bottom line. We're under curses. So now this devil goes against the laws of the scriptures. This is Deuteronomy 22:9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with divers seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of the vineyard be defiled. So these devils, with their frankenfoods and splicing different fruits together and different vegetables and fruits and this, that, and the other, what they're doing is they're destroying, not only destroying the fruit, but destroying the benefits of that particular fruit. Because every particular fruit, every particular vegetable has a certain mineral, a certain vitamin, a certain benefit for the body. But these devils want to go and alter what the Most High made perfect. All right. So now let's go to Psalms, because we spoke about when our bodies are broken down and not at ease. The first thing we have to do is what? We have to pray. And I'm not talking about hammer, even though that is true. You got to pray. You know, you got to pray just to make it today. God damn it. It's like a moment of the dove moment. Psalms 107:20. He sent his word and healed them, see, and delivered them from their destruction. So the Lord's words are what heals. That's why Yahweh said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded from the Most High shall man live. All right. Now let's go from there to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. And another thing I want to say too, brothers and sisters out there, you start changing your lifestyle around health, a little more healthier eating and taking herbs or whatever the case is. Don't expect it to work overnight. It's not going to work overnight. Think of how long it took you to get to that point. Think of how much abuse we've done to our body to get it to that point. So there's not going to be one silver bullet thing that you do that's going to take care of all of that and get rid of all of that, unless the Lord snaps his finger, and makes it happen. So it's a thing that's going to take time, and it's working out, walking, or whatever the case, do push-ups, sit up, whatever, just to get that sweat going, or walking in place, running in place, whatever the case is, just to get that sweat going to help the body get rid of these toxins. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but the word of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, which healeth all things. So it begins with prayer. It doesn't begin with the herbs. There was a king that went to the physician first before he prayed to the Lord, and the Lord he let him die because he trusted in the physician more than trusted in the Most High, Yahweh Bashem El Shai. It says, for thou hast power of life and death. And that's the bottom line. Because you have had people out there that had sicknesses, that knew exactly what to do, and they did it, and they still died. You had people out there, siblings, one of them decided to become a vegetarian, and he would curse his brother out, for eating meat. And guess what? The dude that was a vegetarian ended up dropping dead. And the guy that was eating meat that he was cursing out is still living. Ain't that something? For thou hast power of life and death, thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringeth up again. So the Most High is the one that the issues of death belong to the Most High. Bottom line. All right, now let's go from there to the book of James, chapter 5. Going back to what? To prayer. Prayer. And that's one of Apostle Rakah's main things. Pray. James chapter 5, verse 13. It says, is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. It all goes back to prayer. Is any merry? Let him sing psalms. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not Christ, not the Most High in Christ bless. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In the name, it says, and the prayer of faith shall save the sick. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall raise him up, and if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him. Bottom line. Now, I want to get a couple of more precepts. You know what? Before I read these precepts, because I want to get these precepts because the Spirit is flowing. Let me read this first, and then I'll read the other stuff later. Romans, let's go to Romans. Because, sometimes when you break the cipher, so to speak, the Spirit changes up. So let's go to Romans chapter 14 and verse 2. It says, for one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs. See? So what does it mean weak? A person that's sick eats herbs. A person that's not sick can eat, they'll eat meat, they'll eat this, they'll eat that other. But a person that's sick is usually on the herbs. Why? Because they're trying to nourish their body back to health. But the first part of that is what? Prayer, prayer, prayer. All right, now let's go from there to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 25. It says, the hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. What are they gathered for? To help with the ailments. And there's certain people that can actually look and go out and right now around this park and different other places and be able to see certain grasses and certain flowers and certain tree barks and all that and know, well, this is this and this is that, this is for this and this is for that. And they'll be able to call out what herbs and everything they are. You see? So now let's go from there to the book of Hebrews chapter 6 verse 7. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 7. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 7, and it reads, for the earth which drinketh in the rain that cometh oft upon it, and bringeth forth herbs, meat for them by whom it is dressed, receiveth blessings from the Most High. So those herbs are set up for those that are in need of them. You know, it brings the earth that drinks the rain brings forth herbs, meat or good for them by whom it is dressed. And there's a number 2 there. What does that say? Or 4? You know, receiveth blessings from the Most High. Yeah, because the prayer comes first. You take the herbs, and then the Most High blesses it to heal you or heal us. All right. Now let's go from there to the book of Psalms. Let's go to the book of Psalms, the 104th chapter and the 14th verse. It says, he causeth the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man. It's not talking about no goddamn weed. Even though eating the cannabis and all that stuff has a lot of healing powers. You know, you can make teas, you could eat it, and it does have healing powers. You know, and it does, you know, help with certain ailments, you know. But as far as smoking it, now I ain't talking about, it don't say nothing here about smoking it. It says he causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. Yeah, because what is it, Hippocrates, I believe it is, said, let food be thy medicine. You know, and with this truth, man, it's a whole lifestyle, our whole mind and our whole mind changes. You know, we become, you know, elevated, you know, not in a proud sense, but elevated above the rest of these people, because the rest of these people don't know what the hell is going on. So the Lord's given us the ability to see, you know, and we are to take advantage of that, you know, and use what the Lord gave us, you know, to be able to conduct ourselves. You know, now, do we mess up? Of course, you know, we go off, you know, but the thing is, scripture say a righteous man falleth 7 times and getteth back up. The thing is getting back up. You know, the crime is not in falling or committing or making a mistake. The crime is not learning from that mistake. All right. Now let's go from there. Now let's go back to the origins. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 11 and 12. It says, and the Most High said, and the power said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and the power saw that it was good. Why? Because it was according to the plans of the Most High. But yet these devils gonna give you seedless grapes, seedless watermelons. Oh, it's so inconvenient eating a grape with seeds in it. But when you eat those grapes and you chew those seeds, there are benefits in those seeds that help the heart. When you chew it, some people will take the grape, eat it, and then you hear them crunching the seeds because they sell grape seed extract in health food stores. See, we lost that whole science, but we're getting it back. You know, so why are you gonna go spend $30, $40 for 30 pills? You know, when you can eat the grapes and chew the seeds yourself and get the benefit from that. All right, now let's jump from there to the 29th verse. It says, and the power said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to every creeper thing that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. Yeah. So when you check out animals when they're in the wild, it's very rare you see an animal in the wild that's really sick like that. You know, it's not really until they put them in them cages. You know, it's not really until they put them in them cages and start feeding them all kind of crap that they start to be diseased. You know, they'll have pus, you know, and all kind of crazy other shit. You know, because they grow cancers because they feed them candy corn and they feeding them antibiotics and all kind of crap. But when an animal is in his right habitat, you know, it's very rare they get sick. You know, if they get sick, they'll get healed because they'll know what to eat. Like when dogs get sick, what do you think dogs do? You walk them and you'll see them like looking and smelling through plants and through grass and eating grass to heal their stomach. But then you have some stupid owners that'll see the dog trying to eat the grass and they'll pull them away. Because the dog knows instinctively that there's something wrong with them, so they're trying to get the herb that they need from these particular grasses to help them. There was a testimony of a woman that had gangrene in her legs. And you know what happens when you get gangrene in your legs? They cut your shit off. So she started eating grass. I'm not sure what type of grass it was, you know, and eventually what happened, they reversed it and the gangrene went away. Because there's healing benefits in certain grasses. You have barley grass and all kind of stuff. Barley juice and, man, forget about it. So now let's go from there to Genesis chapter 3, verse 18. I'm hoping we can get through all of this. It says, thorns, this is the Lord cursing the earth because of what Adam did. And unto Adam he said, this is verse 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Yeah. So now that the earth is cursed, the fruits are cursed, everything is cursed. What do you think is going to happen? When you eat it to satisfy your hunger, it's going to break your body down. So then what happened after that? The Lord told Adam, he said, verse 18, thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Why? Because now you're going to need to eat these different herbs to help heal you of your ailments that you didn't have before. You know, and that's what we read in another scripture, that they gathered the herbs. What for? To be able to help the individual to be healed. All right, now let's go from there to the book of Genesis 9:13. And it says, this is the Most High speaking to Noah. I do set my bow. I'm sorry, is that? No, that's not it. I must have wrote the wrong precept down. There's another one in here that speaks about, let me see if this, yeah, it's the third verse. I wrote 13, it's really third. Genesis 9:3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. So that's dealing with animals. It's clean animals. Because remember, he told them to bring clean animals and unclean animals into the ark. The unclean were by twos, and the clean were by sevens. 2 and 2, the male and the female. So the clean animals was 14 animals. The unclean animals was 2 animals, the male and the female. Why? Because you had sacrifices and you also had to eat. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as a green herb have I given you all things. See, as a green herb. So now, let's move on from there. Let's go to Exodus 12. During the Passover, this is a representation. The bitter herbs was a representation of the furnace of affliction and the hell we were going through. But it's also good to eat the bitter herbs because that helps, get rid of certain things in your stomach and your digestive tract and all that. So, and then you have bitters, you have bitters, you have sours, your lemons, your limes, things like that. You have sweets, and then you have salt, and your body needs all of it. So Exodus 12:8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Yep, bitter herbs. All right, now let's go real quick to the Apocrypha. This is the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 5, and verse 27. But Judas Maccabees with 9 others, or thereabout, withdrew himself into the wilderness and lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts with his company, who fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution. Yeah, so herbs help get rid of toxins, and then the vitamins and minerals and enzymes and things of that nature inside of these fruits and vegetables and foods that we eat help the body, repair itself, help the body stay strong, healthy, Now, let's go from there to Ecclesiastes 30, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to read the information I have and then come back to that scripture and then finish out with the rest of the precepts, Lord's will. This is the book of the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30, verse 25. It says, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. So you're not just going to shovel just anything into your face, it's a battle. It's a battle. Trust and believe me, it's a battle. But it's a battle that's fought one meal at a time. When you try to weigh out, like there's people that have said, when you that fried chicken or that hamburger that you're gonna eat, unless it's bison or venison or elk, something that's lean and grass fed, is it gonna benefit me or is it gonna mess me up? What am I gonna get out? What is my body gonna get out of it? If the answer is it's just gonna be fat or is just gonna mess me up or clog me up, then why eat it? It's about choices, So let's go to let me go to this information I got. And you brothers, when you're looking up certain things, you could just type online, Google or whatever, benefits of sweet potatoes or benefit of beets or the benefits of this and that. You build up build you up a little library like that. So now what I want to look up is celery. All right, celery, Apian gaveolens, aka garden celery, wild celery, and it gives you bodily influence. This is alterative, anti-rheumatic, antiseptic, apparative, carminative, diuretic, which diuretic means it helps you pee. Emmenagogue, nervine, sedative, stimulant, stomachic, tonic, uterine stimulant. Parts used, roots and seeds. It says historically, celery seed has been known to assist the process of digestion. Many believe that it lowers blood pressure while being beneficial to aid kidney and liver function. Some believe that celery seed will assist in controlling dizziness and headaches. Celery produces perspiration and therefore is good in helping those who are looking to lose weight. Medical use of celery seed has found it to be effective for incontinence of urine. Celery seed has also been found to help regulate the nervous system by producing a calming effect. Celery helps in diseases of chemical imbalance and acts as an antioxidant. Both the stems and seeds of celery have been reported to help balance acidity in the body, and that's where diseases come from, acidity. And that acidity causes what? Inflammation. Inflammation causes what? Pain. It says it has been used to treat arthritis in cases of complete crippling and severe malformation. In some cases where the patient was full of arthritic spurs, the spurs were dissolved from the body in about 9 months to a year. In this research, celery juice was the primary ingredient being administered to the patients mixed with freshly squeezed carrot juice. You know, and those are some excellent juices to drink. Celery is a natural source of organic sodium, which is needed for the lining of the stomach, joints, and is a major mineral in the bloodstream. Celery stimulates sex drive and is helpful for the relief of headaches. Celery is a sedative, yet it has a stimulating effect on the kidneys and will produce an increased flow of urine. And then it gives a list of things that is good for: arthritis, bladder problems, Bright's disease, cancer, catarrh, postnasal and pulmonary, diabetes, dropsies, frigidity, gas, gout, headache, impotence, insomnia, liver problems, lumbago, menstruation delayed, nervousness, neuralgia, rheumatism, urine retention, vomiting, weight reduction. You know, and you, like I said, whatever food or herb you want to know of, just go online, type it up, and you will get all of the same stuff. You know? Now the next one I want to go to is an herb, and this herb is called Gotu Kola, Indian pennywort. Bodily influence: adaptogenic, alterative, antipyretic, antispasmodic, aphrodisiac, astringent, blood purifier, diuretic, nervine, sedative, stimulant, brain tonic. Now, Salak, I know I'm reading a little fast, just trying to get through it, but like I said, just remember the name of the herb or the food, and just look it up yourself, and that way you can get, you know, more detail, so that you can benefit from it. Parts used. It says the whole plant. Historically, Gotu Kola is considered to be one of the best herbal nerve tonics. Many people use Gotu Kola to improve their learning ability by facilitating better recall. Because Gotu Kola acts as a cleanser of the blood, it follows that it strengthens the heart, balances the hormones and the nervous system, and has been used to help menopausal problem in women. As a result of improving blood circulation, it is good when used proactively to avoid and treat a nervous breakdown. This is due to its effect as an energy enhancer on the cells of the brain. It says in India, the herb is known for its calming effect. In Sri Lanka, it was discovered to be a favorite food for elephants. Therefore, it was believed to be a life enhancer which contributed to long life. The herb gained reputation as a longevity promoter, and a Sinhalese proverb advised, 2 leaves a day keep old age away. Gotu Kola is valued as a nervous system restorative. It also has been found to exhibit wound healing capabilities. Gotu Kola was found to increase mental activity while act as a mild tranquilizer. Gotu Kola is used to combat fatigue and to improve memory. It has also been used as a blood cleanser for skin disease. In Far East, Gotu Kola has been employed for leprosy and tuberculosis. In both China and India, Gotu Kola can be found as being used to increase energy. Gotu Kola is a brain food which promotes memory, and as an energy enhancer, it acts to prevent aging. Gotu Kola is effective in the treatment of mental problems dealing with anxiety and loss of memory. It is sometimes known as the memory herb because it is known to stimulate circulation to the brain. Gotu kola is beneficial in the treatment of high blood pressure. Then it gives a list: age spots, aging, arteriosclerosis, blisters, blood pressure high, circulation to brain, clear voice, depression, dysentery, energy increase, exhaustion, fatigue, mental and physical, fever, headaches, heart strengthens, hypoglycemia, inability to concentrate, insomnia, learning problems, leg circulation, leprosy, liver, longevity promotes, measles, memory problems, menopause, mental troubles, nervous breakdown, pituitary gland, psoriasis, rheumatism, schizophrenia, scrofula, senility, skin conditions, inflammatory, sore throat, spinal meningitis, stamina, stomach problems, stuttering, tonic, tonsillitis, ulcerations, ulcers, varicose veins, wound healing. So these are some of the things that the Gotu kola helps. And like I said, just remember celery. Type in celery. You want to get the list. You want to get the benefits of Gotu kola. Just type in Gotu kola and its benefits. And the last one I have is another herb that that is very good also. And let me just get it real quick. And it's called sarsaparilla. Smilax officinalis, aka Honduras sarsaparilla, bodily influence, alterative, antiseptic, anti-syphilitic, aromatic, blood purifier, carminative, diuretic, hormonal, tonic. Parts used: bark, root. The sarsaparilla plant, Spanish sarsa, bramble, and parrilla, like little vine, are native to the Pacific coast of Mexico, south to Peru. Sarsaparilla alone, or with sassafras, are the herbs from which root beer is made. The flavor is a natural flavor of sarsaparilla, and its saponin content, if I pronounce that word right. Heavy metallic contaminants form in the blood from the foul and corrupted air breathed in daily by millions of people in large metropolitan areas afflicted by smog. Sarsaparilla is especially good for removing these heavy metals if taken properly. Sarsaparilla bark and root aid the body in producing greater amounts of the anabolic without oxygen hormones, testosterone, which is a hormone that will induce hair to grow, progesterone, a hormone that is normally produced by the ovaries in the female, and cortisone. Sarsaparilla's power is concentrated in the nerve fibers and tissues of the entire nervous system. Plant alkaloids and the saponins in this herb are considered to be responsible for the softening of hardened dense tissue masses, such as in multiple sclerosis. The alkaloid molecules of sarsaparilla join themselves to microbes and weaken these disease-producing organisms. Sarsaparilla is a blood-purifying herb for nitrogen-based waste products such as uric acid. Sarsaparilla is used as the treatment for liver problems, rheumatism, hormone excesses, and skin disorders. Sarsaparilla is used to treat infants infected with venereal disease. Sarsaparilla is used as a natural steroid for the production of testosterone. This is particularly useful for bodybuilding as a source of muscle building hormone. It is beneficial for the treatment of psoriasis and eruptive skin disorders. Sarsaparilla is an excellent antidote for poison. It is beneficial in relieving inflammation and gas. It will increase the flow of urine, also used to promote perspiration. Sarsaparilla is used in glandular balance formulas. It is known for increasing the metabolism rate and stimulates breathing and problems of congestion. By increasing circulation to rheumatic joints, sarsaparilla is a remedy for gout. So the other things it deals with: age spots, blood cleanser, blood purifier, boils, catarrh, colds, dropsy, eczema, edema, epilepsy, eye wash, female hormones, fevers, flu, gas, gonorrhea, gout, hair growth, heartburn, hormone regulation, hot flashes, impotence, joint aches, liver problems, male hormones, menopause, mucus buildup, perspiration, poison antidote, prostatitis, which is the inflammation of the prostate, psoriasis, rheumatism, chronic, ringworm, sexual problems, skin disorders, skin diseases, eruptions, stress, syphilis, urinary problems, venereal disease, weakness, physical, worms. You know? So those are the three I just wanted to highlight today, you know? And let's get some of these other precepts, you know, but you brothers can do research out there yourself. You know, you could just look up whatever is you eating and what it's gonna help. What would it help? You know, you and your situation that you're dealing with, because only you know what's going on with you, and only you know you take something if it's beneficial for you or not. Does this work? Does it not work? But like I said, it's not gonna work overnight. You got to keep at it. Ecclesiastes 30 and 25 again. A cheerful and good heart will have a care for his meat. And that's self-explanatory. Ecclesiasticus 18 and 30. It says, go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thine appetites. Yeah. So there has to be discipline applied. It says, if thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies that malign thee. Yeah. You know? Now, let's go from there to Ecclesiasticus, same book, 37 and 27. It says, my son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. And that's one thing about Jake. They like pounds and pounds of meat. It ain't complete unless there's pounds and pounds of meat. You know? And then you got the mac and cheese, and you got the rice, and you got the potatoes, and this and the other. And I'm not talking about sweet potato, just all stuff, carbohydrates. And then when you look at the greens, if it ain't got some kind of pork in it, they ain't eating it. Salads, forget about it. You know, that's one thing. Jake does not deal with salads. You know, you have to get, you know, your salads and your vegetables and, you know, all that stuff in your system. But above all, prayer. Let's see. It says, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, see? And surfeiting will turn into choler. Yeah, that's when you overdoing it. You know, everything, you know, when you overdo anything. It says, by surfeiting have many perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. Yeah, because what are you going to do? You're going to take heed to your diet. You're going to make sure that you incorporate certain things in your diet, you know, to help, you know, the body build itself, you know, keep itself healthy or whole. Now let's go to 2 Samuel. I got two more precepts and then we're going to close out. 2 Samuel chapter 17. 2 Samuel 17 and I started 27. And it came to pass when David was come to Mahanaim, that Shobi, the son of Nahash of Rabbah of the children of Ammon, and Machir, the son of Amiel of Lodebar, and Barzillai or Barzillai, the Gileadite of Rogelim, brought beds and basins and earthen vessels and wheat and barley and flour and parched corn and beans and lentils and parched pulse. See, because pulse is very important. You know, you got your vegetation. And the reason why the Lord put that there is because there's a lot of benefits in it digestively, you know, minerals, vitamins, enzymes, and many other things. And the last precept I have for you is in the book of Daniel, which Elder Apostle Tara covered in the lesson that he did. Daniel 1 and 12. It says, prove thy servant, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. And there's a precept there for pulse, number 6. It just says pulse, of pulse. All right, and then verse 16. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink and gave them pulse. You know, and let's look up that word pulse real quick before we close out. That's Daniel chapter 1. Daniel 1 and what was the last verse? 16. Pulse. Zarai, which is what? Seed. Vegetables as sown. A vegetable as food. Pulse. Yep. You have vegetables, you have fruits. So pretty much, as we going to eating healthy is a lifestyle. So it's something that you have to incorporate into your life. But it doesn't come overnight. It's like with anything else. You start off slow. You gotta just try to hack away at certain things. That that you have a problem with. That is that's messing up your health. Because at the end of the day, we pray, and then we take the herbs and change our diet in the hopes that the Lord will have mercy on us to heal us of our infirmities. But you have to do. You can't just just throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. I want to look up lifestyle again. Lifestyle, a manner of living that reflects the person's values and attitudes. Yeah, so it says that we just read in the Apocrypha in Ecclesiastes 30 and 25, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. So we having the wisdom of this knowledge, why not? Because to be healthy is to be whole. And if we're not whole, then our body's going to be diseased, and then we're not going to be able to focus and function. So with that, I pray that your brothers have been edified. Until the next time I say, Shalom.